Hey guys, Knight here. This video is not for the faint-hearted. It is about the SCP Foundation, a secretive quasi-governmental organization that locates, captures, and contains dangerous supernatural creatures, people, and artifacts. The last SCP in this story is captured on home video to see for yourself. SCP, which stands for Secure, Contain, and Protect. The SCP Foundation's official mission statement is, the Foundation operates beyond jurisdiction, empowered and entrusted by every major national government with the task of containing anomalous objects, entities, and phenomena. These anomalies pose a significant threat to global security by threatening either physical or psychological harm, so that worldwide civilian population can live and go on with their daily lives without fear, mistrust, or doubt in their personal beliefs, and to maintain human independence from extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, and other extra-normal influence. The SCPs are classified in 3 different categories. Safe, for objects understood well enough that they can be contained easily. Euclid, for objects that are unpredictable or not well understood, and Keter, for objects that require extensive containment procedures and which pose a large-scale threat to human life. The SCP Foundation maintains containment procedures for over 2,000 SCPs, including some of the most frightening, intensely odd, and surreal. Here are the most chilling and popular SCP entries. SCP-106. Classification: Keter. No physical interaction with SCP-106 is allowed at any time. All staff are to remain at least 60 meters away from the containment cell at all times. SCP-106 appears to be an elderly humanoid with a general appearance of advanced decomposition. This appearance may vary, but the rotting quality is observed in all forms. SCP-106 is not exceptionally agile and will remain motionless for days at a time, waiting for prey. SCP-106 is also capable of scaling any vertical surface and can remain suspended upside down indefinitely. When attacking, SCP-106 will attempt to incapacitate prey by damaging major organs, muscle groups, or tendons, then pull disabled prey into its pocket dimension. SCP-106 appears to prefer human prey items in the 10 to 25-year-old age bracket. SCP-106 causes a corrosion effect in all solid matter it touches, engaging a physical breakdown in each material several seconds after contact. This is observed as rusting, rotting, and cracking of the material, and the creation of a black mucus-like substance. This effect is particularly detrimental to living tissues, and is assumed to be a pre-digestion action. Corrosion continues for 6 hours after contact, after which the effects appears to burn out. SCP-106 is capable of passing through solid matter, leaving behind a large patch of its corrosive mucus. SCP-106 is able to vanish inside solid matter, entering what is assumed to be a form of pocket dimension. SCP-106 is then able to exit this dimension from any point connected to the initial entry point. Examples: entering the inner wall of a room and exiting the outer wall, or entering a wall and exiting from the ceiling. Limited observations of this pocket dimension has shown it to be comprised mostly of halls and rooms. This activity can continue for days, with some subjected individuals being released for the express purpose of hunting. SCP-106 appears to go through long periods of dormancy, in which it will remain completely motionless for up to 3 months. The cause for this is unknown. However, it has been shown that this appears to be used as a lulling tactic. SCP-106 will emerge from this state in a very agitated state, and will attack and abduct staff and cause gross damage to its containment cell and the site at large. SCP-106 appears to hunt and attack based on desire, not hunger. SCP-106 will attack and collect multiple prey items during a hunting behavior event, keeping many alive in the pocket dimension for extended periods of time. SCP-106 has no determined limit and appears to collect a random number of prey items during an event. The interdimension accessed by SCP-106 appears to be only accessible by SCP-106. Recording the transmission devices have been shown to still operate inside this dimension, though recordings and transmissions are very degraded. It appears that SCP-106 will play with captured prey and appears to have full control of time, space, and perception inside the dimension. In the event of a breach event by SCP-106, a human within the 10 to 25 years old age bracket will be prepped for recall, with the comprised containment cell being released and restored for use. When the cell is ready, the lure subject will be injured, preferably via the breakage of a long bone, such as the femur, or the severing of a major tendon, such as the Achilles tendon. Lure subject will then be placed in the prepped cell, and the sound emitted by said subject will be transmitted over the site public address system. SCP-106 will typically begin to gravitate toward the lure subject within 10 to 15 minutes after hearing the subject. Should SCP-106 not respond to the initial broadcast, additional physical trauma is to be administered to the lure subject at the 20-minute intervals until SCP-106 responds. Multiple lure subjects may be used in the case of a major breach event. SCP-106 will typically enter a dormant state after finishing with a lure subject. SCP-087. Classification: Euclid. SCP-087 is a unlit platform staircase. Stairs descend on a 38-degree angle for 13 steps before reaching a semicircular platform of approximately 3 meters in diameter. Descent direction rotates 100 degrees at each platform. The design of SCP-087 limits subject to a visual range of approximately 1.5 flights. A light source is required for any subjects exploring SCP-087, as there are no light fixtures or windows present. Lighting sources brighter than 75 watts have shown to be ineffective, as SCP-087 seems to absorb excessive light. Subjects' report and audio recordings confirm that the distressed vocalization from what is to be a child between the ages of 5 and 10. The source of the distress call is estimated to be located approximately 200 meters below the initial platform. However, any attempts to descend the staircase have failed to bring subjects closer to the source. The depth of the descent calculated from Exploration 5. The Long's exploration is shown to be far beyond both the possible structure of both the buildings and geological surroundings. At this time, it is unknown if SCP-087 has an endpoint. SCP-087 has undergone 4 video-recorded explorations by Class D personnel. Each subject conducting an exploration has encountered SCP-0871, which appears as a full face with no visible pupils, nostrils, or mouth. The nature of SCP-0871 is entirely unclear, but it has been determined that it is not the source of the pleading. Subjects exhibit feelings of intense paranoia and fear when faced SCP-0871, but it is undetermined whether said feelings are abnormal or simply natural reactions. After a period of 2 weeks following Exploration 5, several members of the staff and students from the campus reported knocking at a variable rate of 1 to 2 seconds per knock coming from the interior of the SCP-087. The door leading to SCP-087 has been fitted with 6 centimeters thick industrial padding. All reports of knocking have ceased. SCP-087 is contained in a location on the campus of an unknown university. The doorway leading to SCP-087 is constructed of reinforced steel with an electro-release lock mechanism. It has been disguised to resemble the janitorial closet consisting with the design of the building. The lock mechanism on the doorknob will not be released unless 1200 volts are applied. Due to the results of the final exploration, no personnel are permitted access to SCP-087. SCP-096. SCP-096 is to be contained in its cell, a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside SCP-096 cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure SCP-096 presence inside the cell. Any and all photos, videos, or recordings of SCP-096 likeliness are strictly forbidden without approval. SCP-096 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 3 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with a preliminary analysis of the body suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigment, with no signs of any body hair. SCP-096 jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether SCP-096 is blind or not. It shows no sign of any higher brain functions and is not consistent to the sapient. SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell indicating it spends most of the day pacing the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-096's face, whether it to be directly, via video recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. Approximately 1 or 2 minutes after the first viewing, SCP-096 will begin running to the person who viewed its face, who will from this point on be referred to as SCP-0961. Documented speeds have varied from 35 kilometers an hour, and seems to depend on distances from SCP-0961. At this point, no known material or method can impede SCP-096's progress. The actual position of SCP-0961 does not seem to affect SCP-096's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-0961's location. Upon arriving at SCP-0961's location, SCP-096 will proceed to kill. 100% of cases have left no traces of SCP-096-1. SCP-096 will sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and becoming docile once again. It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat. Due to the possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation secrecy and large civilian loss of life, retrieval of such a subject should be considered alpha priority. SCP has also petitioned for an immediate termination of SCP-096. Termination order has been approved, and it is to be carried out. This video you are about to watch is of SCP-096. How it ended up from these woods to where it is captured is unknown. Watch at your own risk.
Es que tío, yo qué sé, tío, se llaman plumas, tío. ¿No es uno? Home, tio, ja veus si és un insolent. Des de fa rato que és un insolent. Que sí, collons, que sí. Hòstia. Escolta. Ho sents o no? Déu!